streets. See the face of fear on everyone you meet. They come on the street and give their lives. We are the people. They want to take us alive. Manipulation, torture, murder, genocide, mechanics of death. All through the sky, a new heaven awaits. And after life of this, we must stand strong. We must resist. They come on the street, they spill their lives. We are the people, they want to take us alive. They call us rebels, they smear our name. We are the people, we want justice back. They come on the street, say they want to survive. We are the people, they want to take us
Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's that time once again. It's time for Mild's Culture Plate, and it is 6 p.m. Central, June 6th, 2025. So yeah, there's a 666 there. Don't blame me, I'm not the devil. I'm just appearing on the sixes. Anyway, folks, I'm sorry. This has been a crazy week. I said I'd be on Wednesday. I lied. This has been a crazy busy week. I've been trying to upgrade my setup, and I've had computer parts strung all over my office. Now my dog is barking at something. I have no idea what. I know I should check the security camera here. Hang on. Why does it sound like she's barking at the back door though? That's what's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, I promised to be on Wednesday. It didn't happen. I'm back here on Friday. Hopefully it was a good, nice surprise for you folks right before the weekend. Hope everybody's having a good Friday out there. Oh, look, I had 2 viewers on YouTube and they've left. Um, yeah, my heart's just not in it, folks. It really isn't. I've been super busy. I've been dealing with some sort of family drama, um, some financial situations we were talking about on the stream before. And what the hell is going on with my lighting? There we go. That's how that's supposed to look. Why does my mustache look like a piece of fuzz coming out of my mouth? Anyway, yeah. So show notes, folks. I'm not quite sure what the show's going to look like moving forward. I'm probably going to be going back down to 1 hour shows a couple times a week. Not sure what the days are going to be. The month of June just has thrown me for a loop. There have been so many kind of things going on. Nothing tragic, nothing bad. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just busy. Just busy trying to get things done, trying to get ahead of things. And I promised you folks that I would invest the money from that I got from the Rumble Creator Program back into the program. And I feel like I've wasted a bunch of it. Because quite frankly, the computer upgrades that I was doing to this other computer did not seem to work. What the hell's going on? Why does my face look so splotchy? Did not seem to work. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to rebuild this other computer from the ground up in order to make this setup work the way I was hoping to. And it's going to require a lot more money. And it's just nothing that I care to invest in at the moment. So, for now, I've got a bunch of new hardware and software for a new computer uh, that's going to require a bunch more. I got a new solid state drive. I created a new purchase of Microsoft Windows 11, and yeah, none of it will work. So that's been my week. On top of vehicle issues, vehicle troubles, and all kinds of other stuff. But this show's about getting into the news, and I'm going to be honest. I didn't do much show prep this week. As much as I try to do as much show prep and save as many news articles as I can, tonight it's going to be more, hey, I heard this thing, let me go Google it real quick. And that's kind of going to be the show tonight. I'm sorry it's not my usual professional level. I just didn't have it this week, and I probably won't have it next week either. I'm 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 thinking I'm not tomorrow, but next week it's going to be Saturday. I'm going to go live on Saturday, and it's probably only going to be an hour and a half show. Next week I'm going to be traveling most of the. Well, no, wait, no, that's going to be the week after, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's going to be the week after. But I'm going to be preparing to travel next week. Ooh, next week might be. I might have to go live a different day. It's not going to be Friday. Not going to be Friday because I need to get everything straight to travel. Oh, fuck. Keeping everything together. Trying to be an adult, folks. Trying to keep everything together. And then all the stuff that's going on with news and politics. In social media, the dead internet, folks. The bots, the scams, the thirst traps, the shit posts and the grifts. It all just fucking pisses me off and makes me not want to get on social media most days. And I actually don't a lot of the time nowadays. I can't go on X. I'm paying. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do right now? This has nothing to do with what's going on with Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But I am going to right now on stream, while I'm on stream, I'm going to, hey, Rusty Rivers live over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome. As I spit water all over my desk. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you in the chat. Good having you by. Always good to see a friendly face around here, even if I don't necessarily see your face. Let's see more. How do I want to unsubscribe from X Blue or whatever the hell it's called. Do it right now on stream. This doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We'll talk a little bit about that. Rusty River says, fuck it, we'll do it live. Yes, exactly. Okay, is it in the profile section maybe? I mean, I'm so used to being on X on my phone that I forget. Oh, X Premium, right there in front of my damn face. Your account. Premium. What the hell? Upgrade to unlock. I don't want that. Oh, I'm not going to have access to Grok if I get rid of Premium. There we go. Manage. 8 months. Okay, manage your current subscription. Cancel subscription. Continue to cancel. I'm done with the dead internet. Tuning in from some shirt pocket action while working. Cool. Hell yeah. Cancel subscription. There we go. Oh, great. My billing period is the 6th to the 6th. Guess what? I still have X for another month. I must have just got billed today and just haven't seen it yet. Other reason. Here we go. Here, we would love to. Okay, check this shit out. Is any of my info on this page? No. I'll share. We're gonna do this shit live. Your browser supports screen share audio capture. What? Yes. Why? Okay, let's do this. See this? Subscription has been canceled. We would love your feedback. Tell us why you have canceled the subscription. Elon Musk said that the paid premium would help reduce bot activity on X. You do nothing but encourage scammers, bots, and a shit algorithm and your basic bitch AI isn't worth the $8. There we go. I'm sick of the bots. I am sick of the fucking bots and the scammers and the spammers. Okay, lurk mode re-engaged. Anyway, cheers and thank you and welcome, dear Sarge. Sorry I didn't give you the proper welcome. Was kind of in the middle of that. Let me go ahead and bring that down. I will click submit. I'm just I'm just kind of scared what screen it will go to after. Yes, exactly. As soon as I clicked it, my credit card information started showing on the screen, as well as my name and address. So yeah, do not want that on screen. All right. Stop sharing. There we go. All right, folks. Wow. Yes. Invoice history paid June 6th. Damn it. Damn it. I've been meaning to do that, and I did not do that, and then it came to mind while I was doing this. Folks, what do you know? What do you know this week? What's good this week? Anyone have any requests for things I should look up or cover? I'm gonna fill 3 hours. I am. I'm gonna fill 3 hours. I do have some news topics to talk about. I'm also probably gonna peruse Ground News and Google News and New York Post and AP. And we will definitely be talking about some Pride Month stuff. We will definitely be talking about Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We will definitely be talking about Cash Patel on Joe Rogan, even though I haven't seen a whole lot of it. Maybe we'll find some clips of that. And yeah, I'm trying to really rack my brain on what to do about the next 2 weeks because, yeah, I'm going to have to prepare for a very big vacation. Going to be traveling across the Midwest states for 4 straight days in a car, going from theme park to theme park. I guess that's what I could do. I could ask. We've got. Well, no, never mind. We don't have enough people in the chat yet for me to ask the chat for feedback. No shit, folks. Guess when it charged me for the X subscription. Guess when it charged me. 6:05 p.m. after I went live. I've been live for 10 minutes. Canceled it on this stream. Hey, Cookie wants me to look up the Maxwell Anderson trial and a travel ban. What travel ban? Uh-oh. I will look up the Maxwell Anderson trial. Oh, jury convicted. Okay, well, let's look into this on the AP. Thank you, Cookie. Yeah, I got I checked, I flipped over to my email and I got the receipt. Yeah, 6:05 p.m. is when X charged me for my month. And then, yeah, right after that, I went and canceled without even noticing it. Just because I was thinking about all the bots on social media. I was complaining to you folks about all the bots on social media and the scammers. Anyway, so here we go. Thank you, Cookie, for the heads up here. We got jury finding a Milwaukee man. Always Wisconsin. It's always Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a disaster. Killing and dismembering a 19-year-old woman. Guilty of killing and dismembering a 19-year-old college student on the night of their first date. Ooh. Prosecutors charged Anderson in April with first-degree intentional homicide, dismembering a corpse, arson, and hiding a corpse in connection with Shade Robinson's death. Or Shade. I don't know how to pronounce that. The jury convicted on all 4 counts. Investigators believe he killed her on the first date on April 1st. What an April Fool's prank. That's amazing. That is amazing. April Fool's. Dismembered her body and spread her remains around the county. Oh, yeah, I think you gave us a heads up about this once before, Cookie. They also believe he burned her car to hide evidence. Okay, go away, AP. District Attorney Ian Vance Curzan told jurors during closing arguments that Anderson and Robinson had met at a bar a week before her disappearance. Met at a bar? Wait, if he's 19 and she's how old? Doesn't say how old she was. Surveillance video and cell phone, text, and tracking records show they spent the late afternoon and early evening of April 1st drinking at 2 bars before going back to his apartment. Vance Curzan said photos on Anderson's phone show how Anderson was groping Robinson as she lay face down on his couch. Uh-oh. Said she was incapacitated and could not have resisted. Surveillance video shows her car leaving the apartment early morning of April 2nd and arriving at a county park along the shores of Lake Michigan. There, under the cover of darkness, he cut her body into pieces. Later that morning, burned her car behind an abandoned building before taking a bus back to his apartment. Anderson's attorney, Tony Cotton, said during his closing arguments that prosecutors failed to show Anderson ever intended to kill Robinson, and a key element in first-degree intentional homicide. Also argued that nobody heard a struggle in his apartment. Anderson never tried to conceal his identity when he boarded the bus, and his clothes and shoes were clean, even though he'd supposedly been dismembering a body in a muddy park. Faces a mandatory life sentence once he's sentenced on August. Oh, he's 33 years old. She was 19. Oh, he's 33. What? That's not right. He's 33 and she's 19, says Cookie. Oh my God. All the time, with always a single fly in my office. How they get in here, I don't know. But they always want to fuck with me while I'm streaming. Only when I'm streaming. Only when I am streaming do flies decide to fuck with me. Oh, man. Okay, and then Cookie wants me to also cover a travel ban. Let me ask the AP about a travel ban. Okay, Trump announces travel ban and restrictions on 19 countries. They go into effect Monday. Uh-oh. President Trump resurrected a hallmark policy of his first term, announcing that citizens of 12 countries would be banned from visiting the U.S. The new ban includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And there will be heightened restrictions on visitors from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Show a pic of the girl, Mild. Oh, I didn't have a pic of the girl. I was on AP's site. Let me do this. Okay, here's the girl Cookie wants me to show. This is the girl this guy hacked up. They have him on video camera. They have him on video doing what? Whacking her? Surely they don't have video of her of him chopping her up, right? Okay, let's go back to the In a video released on social media, Trump tied the new ban to Sunday's terror attack in Boulder, saying it underscored the dangers posed by some visitors who overstay visas. The suspect in the attack is from Egypt, a country that's not on the restricted list. DHS say he overstayed a tourist visa. Trump said some countries had deficient screening and vetting or have historically refused to take back their own citizens. His findings rely extensively on an annual Homeland Security report of overstays of tourists, business visitors, and students who arrive by air and sea, singling out countries with high percentages of remaining after their visas expired. We don't want them, Trump said. The inclusion of Afghanistan angered some supporters who've worked to resettle its people. The ban makes exceptions for Afghans on special immigrant visas, generally people who worked closely with the government during the war. Oh my God, this article is huge. Okay, Afghanistan was also one of the largest sources of resettled refugees with about 1,400 arrivals in 12 months through September 2024. Trump suspended refugee resettlement his first day in office to include Afghanistan, a nation whose people stood alongside American service members for 20 years as a moral disgrace. It spits in the face of our allies, our veterans, and every value we claim to uphold, said Sean Van Diver, president and board chairman of Afghan EVAC. Trump wrote that Afghanistan lacks a competent or cooperative central authority for issuing passports or civil documents, and it does not have appropriate screening and vetting measures. Also cited its overstay rates. Haiti, which avoided the travel ban during the first term, was also included for overstay rates and large numbers who came illegally. Haitians continue to flee poverty, hunger, and blah, blah, blah. UN-backed mission to fight a surge in gang violence with armed men controlling 85% of its capital. That sounds like a good reason not to want them here. Haiti lacks a central authority with sufficient availability and dissemination of law enforcement information necessary to ensure its nationals do not undermine the national security of the United States, Trump wrote. He says close down immigration. I mean, yeah. The Iranian government offered no reaction. Trump called it a state sponsor of terrorism, barring visitors except those already holding visas. Libya, Sudan, and Yemen all face ongoing civil strife and territory overseen by opposing factions. Sudan has an active war, while Yemen's war is largely stalemated, and Libyan forces remain armed. I think we're good with this, the rest of this. All right, so there you have it. Trump's got a travel ban going. And you know what? I should probably just type this Sunday's terror attack, because I haven't really had a chance to cover it. And I fucking the Boulder here. FBI says 8 were injured in Colorado attack by a man with a makeshift flamethrower who yelled "Free Palestine." 8 people were injured, some with burns. Mohammed Sabri Soliman, 45, apparently from Egypt, was booked into the jail north of Denver to face charges in connection with the attack the FBI was investigating as a terrorist attack. Online records did not immediately show when he would make a court appearance. Somehow I missed this. Was this off the news by Tuesday or what? I was busy Monday and Sunday. Burst of violence at Pearl Street Pedestrian Mall, a 4-block area in downtown Boulder, unfolded against a backdrop of war between Israel and Hamas that continues to inflame global tensions and contributed to a spike in anti-Semitic violence in the United States. Oh yeah, that doesn't sound conveniently cooked up. Just what, a week after the guy killed the 2 people. Cookie says pure insanity. Stop bringing these people here. 8 victims ranged from age 52 to 88. Goddamn, where the hell what kind of mall was this? Some older folks there. Older folks. The attack occurred as people with a volunteer group called Run for Their Lives was concluding their weekly demonstration to raise visibility for the hostages who remain in Gaza. Okay, that explains it. Video from the scene shows a witness shouting, "He's right there, he's throwing Molotov cocktails," as a police officer with his gun drawn advances on a bare-chested suspect who's holding containers in each hand. People could be seen pouring water on a woman lying on the ground who Osante said had caught on fire during the attack. So this was went behind some bushes, reemerged, and threw a Molotov cocktail, but caught himself on fire. Oh, there we go. Here's our fuck around. I'm going to have to start doing this. We're going to start doing a weekly segment. Fuck around and find out moment of the week. Lefties are suing to keep his family from deportation. Jesus. But yeah, this is the fuck around and find out moment of the week right here. Reemerged and threw a Molotov cocktail, but apparently caught himself on fire as he threw it. And then he had to take off his shirt and bulletproof vest, dropped to the ground, and was arrested. You done fucked around and found out. Lynn Seagal was 72, was among 20 people. They'd finished their march in front of the courthouse when a rope of fire shot in front of her, then two big flares. Scene turned chaotic as people worked to find water. There were people who were burning. I wanted to help, but did not want to be associated with the perpetrator. Oh, she was wearing a pro-Palestine shirt. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wow. Yeah, I was not aware of this Molotov cocktail attack. That's crazy. Hurled an incendiary device into a group that had assembled. Makeshift flamethrower. But wait, what? I don't understand. Makeshift flamethrower. But then he was throwing Molotov cocktails as well. I mean, hang on. Damn it, that's not what I wanted. What was this the perpetrator? Is this the guy? I'm just kidding. Oh man. This is crazy. We inch closer and closer every day. Like every day there's someone else in the news that's like, "Oh, this is totally a Batman villain." And so yeah, that's why I decided to bring up that picture of Firefly there. The Batman villain known as Firefly. Insanity. Insanity. All right. While we got Cookie in the chat, hopefully Cookie's still in the chat. While we got Cookie in the chat, I'm sure she follows this person on social media. We have one of our favorite social media people to cover. Hang on. Gotta go to X real quick. You guys know who James Contino is? You guys familiar with that name at all? James Contino. You follow James Contino on social media, Cookie? So this has been the buzz of the week. I've seen almost every conservative pundit talk about this story, and it's an important story. Dear Sar says, jihadists go to jihad, dumber ones will even self-BBQ. Yes, and I welcome it. Like, maybe don't shoot flames into a crowd of people, but, you know, this self-immolation stuff, I'm here for. Anyway, so yeah, you know, we've mocked this person several times on this show. Back during my gender insanity of the week, gender crazy of the week segment. But shit hit the fan, or you know, is going to hit the fan for this person. Pardon my language. It's going to hit the fan for this person. Thank you for the New York Post's Kristen Fleming for this opinion piece. A trans influencer filming in the women's room at Disney World is everything that's wrong with this selfish movement. If you're perpetually online, perhaps you've never heard of Lily Contino, lucky you. If you're a waiter just trying to do your job, or a woman in a Disney World toilet looking to do your business, look out. This is your creep alert. Since 2022, Contino's 400,000 TikTok followers have witnessed his journey from hirsute man to a linebacker dressed as a 50s pinup gal, all while terrorizing and unsuspecting waiting staff for misgendering. So, yeah, does this person look familiar from some of the old culture plates there, if anybody's been around that long? Curls, cupid lips, facial feminization surgery, also chronicled in crop tops. So, yeah, this individual was at Disney. Basically filming people in the toilet. Like, not on the toilet, but filming people in the women's restroom. Women being seen, like, in the bathroom. Someone told me I looked cute. Testing the bathrooms for transphobia. Let's see here. What do we have on? Let me try to find this on X. There's someone mocking the situation. Trying to find. Oh my God, this shit makes me sick. It makes me fucking sick.
Transgender, it's super easy to be friends with someone who is. Let's take our imaginary friend Theo, for example. One day,
I think this is the video.
Theo starts wearing girl clothes instead of
I did a
boy
search.
clothes,
I
and
think
then
this
they
is the
tell you
video
that they
where at
want
the
to
end
be
he's
called
like,
Luna instead of Theo. This is so exciting for our friend Luna because they finally get to be their true self. And if you accidentally call Luna by their old name, make sure to say a big sorry and that you'll do better next time. As you can see, transgender people are just like you and me. They're our friends.
I know in one of these, and again, shout out to Andy No for sharing that one. I know there's a video somewhere where he's like, no, and if your parents won't support you, there are plenty of people out there who will. Like, now, granted, I, how much of this is a troll, how much of it's a psyop, I don't know. All I know is if this dude's really in the women's room with a camera, like, I go to theme parks all the time. And there are signs at almost every theme park I go to. I mean, shout out to Six Flags Corporation. Because at the Six Flags parks, there are signs saying, no cameras allowed. And if Disney doesn't have a no cameras allowed sign near their toilets, then they've seriously got an issue here and could be potentially opening themselves up to a lawsuit. But there are now calls for the authorities in Florida to investigate this. Because, yeah, having a camera out in the bathroom, I don't care if you're a trans activist, I don't care what kind of activist you are, you're not supposed to be filming other people in the restroom. While your camera is on, someone could flop out a titty, someone could pull their pants down. And for one, I wouldn't do it. I'm uncomfortable around other people, and I think it's disgusting, but that's a private area. No cameras allowed. Rusty Rivers says, someone told me I look cute. That was Satan. Cookie says, we're now more insane than Sodom and Gomorrah. Look at this sick person. Yeah. Wanting to indoctrinate your children, wanting to do it. And look, I mocked the guy doing the fat test. I think I did a show where I was mocking the guy that goes to the theme parks and does the fat tests. And I'm sure that's where this guy got the idea, is all these influencers going from theme park to theme park doing different kinds of tests for their community. It makes me sick. In fact, let's do a real-time search here. While I'm killing time, while I'm trying to fill content for my show, let's look this up. I wonder. Videos. Okay. That did not show up. And I'm not, okay, I don't think anyone in my audience, like, I don't want this to happen, so don't get any ideas. But I think most of my audience would never do such a thing, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. I just Googled racism testing a theme park, and no, it has not been done as far as I know, thank God. Nobody has went around trying to provoke racism in the theme parks. Hey, Cookie. Check this out. North Carolina student who was suspended for saying the phrase illegal alien in class is going to receive $20,000 and an apology from the school. The family of a North Carolina high school student suspended last year for saying illegal alien in English class has dropped their lawsuit against the district in exchange for a public apology and $20,000. Christian McGehee received a 3-day suspension for using the phrase while discussing the word meanings in it. While discussing word meanings during his English class, his mother filed a lawsuit, which she accused the school and the Board of Education for violating First Amendment rights. They settled on Wednesday after a year-long battle in the court. The board has agreed to remove all references to racial bias in the school record for McGehee. Holy shit. They put it in racial bias in his school record? And they've issued a public apology for the mischaracterization of racial bias in his record, documents show. Rusty Rivers says, now I got to visit Six Flags. Mild sent me. Only because, look, I'm not promoting Six Flags necessarily. I'm just saying the Six Flags parks that I have been to have clear signage on the bathrooms saying no filming. So yeah, you know. Now, granted, they also have signs saying not to film on the fucking roller coasters, and yet it seems like all the time there are people taking selfies while I'm on the rides. It's insane. Friday, we filed a motion asking the court to approve a settlement that would resolve this matter because Christian's a minor. A court hearing is required before the settlement can become final. The lawyer told the Carolina Journal. We'll have more to say after the hearing, which is scheduled for July 1st. We'll take this important step toward clearing our client's name. And there's McGee's mom. A Hispanic student in McGee's class reportedly joked that he was going to kick Christian's ass, so the teacher escalated. What? When the incident occurred, a teacher gave the teen an assignment that used the word alien, and he asked, like space aliens or illegal aliens without green cards. And then his Hispanic student said he was going to kick his ass. Literally threatened him. You had another student threaten him, and you're going to punish him. Because someone else wanted to get violent. I didn't make a statement directed towards anyone. I asked a question. I wasn't speaking of Hispanics because everyone from other countries needs green cards. And the term illegal alien is a term I hear on the news that I can find in the dictionary, he added. When Lee McGehee attempted to appeal the suspension, school administrators refused to budge. She then hired an attorney from Liberty Justice Center's Education Freedom of Attorney to clear her son's name and record. It's a term used in federal code. It's a term heard frequently on news broadcasts, she said. I feel that if this was handled properly in the classroom, it could have easily been used as a teachable moment for everyone. All involved have agreed that the school suspension will remain on his record because there was a class disruption caused by the comments. I agree, Rusty Rivers. No one should need a sign on the shitter door that says no cameras. Yeah. I mean, look, every once in a while, like if you get if you get an abnormally large pile, sometimes you want to take a picture. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. What a week. What a week. We're almost an hour into the show and we're having a good time here on Miles Culture Plate. Feel free to click that like button. Click that like button if you're having a good time. Oh, should I? Could I? Would I? Let's do this. What do I have in my bookmarks over on X? Nobody in my chat should need me to go over what's going on between Trump and Musk. Hopefully. I'll bring stuff up if y'all want me to bring stuff up. I'll have to kind of do a quick search for some of it, but I'll kind of touch on it just a little bit. So there was a big news story. Cookie says I'm high. I'm not high. I'm not my usual self. I will say that. I'm not my usual self, but I'm in no way inebriated. I'm not under the influence of any substances other than nicotine and maybe my caffeine gum I was chewing earlier before the show. But I will admit, this is not a normal Mild Culture Plate show, and I'm not my normal, presentable, professional live streaming self. Because, quite frankly, I feel like my show has been a little too structured and too uptight, and I spend way too much time doing prep for this show. And I think I'm going to make a change moving forward. It's going to be a little more laid back, a little bit more of a conversation, a little bit more of interactivity and doing shit on the fly than trying to have a whole presentation lined up. You know, one of the things watching the Karen Reed trial every day, I'm kind of learning that some of the most prepared witnesses for a trial are some of the most boring. And really, they have no idea once cross-examination is going to happen, the kind of curveballs their testimony is going to get thrown. Cookie says Trump is playing 4D chess with the news regarding Musk. One would hope so. And I'm going to examine that. So let me go ahead and get into this. So you had all the stuff between Trump and Thomas Massie. And Thomas Massie kind of kicked off a whole criticism of the big, beautiful bill that passed the House. And I agree with Thomas Massey. I think I don't like the idea of a big beautiful bill, and I also don't like. Let's do this. Here, I'll just do it this way. Fuck it. I'll show you guys the Google News. When you type Palantir, New York Times did this hit piece. Trump taps Palantir to compile data on Americans. And let's see if it'll load. Of course it won't. Nope. It won't let me read it. Okay. Let me see. So, slipped into the bill at the 0 hour. Cookie says Karen Reed is a psycho. I mean, yeah, but most women are. Sarge says, Dear Sarge says, I snap pics of some of my Aster pieces just in case the VA claims I'm healthy and normal. Exactly. Sometimes you need a camera in the toilet. Just don't do it at a theme park. This is Newsweek. Trump flipped on us. MAGA reacts to National Citizen Database. Now, again, you can't trust Newsweek about anything MAGA related. But there is some of this, right? This Palantir database is just one of the things that was slipped in at the 0 hour to this big, beautiful bill. Rusty Rivers said he would vouch for Dear Sarge's not normal. Shoban. Hi, Cookie. Hi, Mild. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you in the chat. It's nice seeing a couple people popping up over on YouTube. I usually don't get a lot of audience from YouTube because I spent like a long time away from YouTube. So it's good starting to see an audience grow over there. Thank you for stopping by. Oh shit! You know what? Let's play this video that's embedded into this bullshit news story. This will jump to one of the other news stories. It's Trump talking about the auto pen. So let's.
Auto pen is going to become one of the great scandals of all time, because you have somebody operating it or a number of people operating. Who signed these orders, proclamations, and all of the different things that he signed that set our country so far back, that was so bad for our country? Auto pens are not meant to sign major proclamations or tax cuts or borders.
Oh, still not bad.
To do with the border, which is so important. I almost never use the auto pen. In fact, yesterday I was
weird seeing you not on Rumble, but good. Thank you for stopping
signing by. About 81, I think it was 81 proclamations and statements to people that I think should be signed by us. I think when you write letters to foreign dignitaries or presidents,
look, this was the 30th,
signing those letters,
and Musk is there.
With auto pens. I understand he signed.
Oh yeah, this is the one where Musk had the black eye.
Almost everything with an auto pen. It's a very dangerous thing. It really means you're not president.
Okay, so that was that. Yeah, we saw that shit back in the day. All right. So we've got all this stuff built into this big beautiful bill. And this gets me back to what I was saying about Thomas Massey. He wants all these issues to be voted up or down, one by one, right? Let's not have all this package stuff, all this pork thrown in. If we want to pay for it, if we want it, just have Congress vote it up or down. Just have Congress vote this stuff up or down one by one. But instead, this is bipartisanship at work, right? You have five 5 Republicans that don't want to vote for this shit, well, there are plenty of Democrats that'll step up. As long as you put some of their pork in there too, they'll vote yes. So let's do that. So now we got this big, beautiful bill. And I'm seeing a lot of takes on the big, beautiful bill from both sides of this Musk-Trump divide. Now, Musk comes out and criticizes the big, beautiful bill, says that it doesn't do enough to enshrine the Doge cuts. And I would tend to agree. Like, the Doge cuts should have been something that should have been a priority for Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson should have immediately went to work to make sure the Doge cuts were codified into law. Instead, we had the continued funding resolution, which continued to fund all of the jobs and all of the departments that were cut by Doge. It's like, no, we're going to fund it and put it all back into place. We're going to have all that money out there. Hey, we got Sangland86 over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome to Sangland. Good seeing you. Thank you for stopping by. Sanglant, super user on Rumble. I see him in the chat of every stream, almost every stream that I watch anywhere on Rumble. So, big shout out to Sanglant. Always good seeing you by here, man. I'm amongst good company if Sanglant86 is in the chat. All right. So you had Elon Musk come out and criticize this, and since then Donald Trump's like, well, yeah, Elon Musk is just butthurt because we're removing all the Green New Deal stuff that would have provided mandates to buy electric vehicles. And I don't think that's the case. I think Elon Musk has been pretty clear for the most part that the EV stuff, like, he didn't want a mandate. He said, he himself said that yes, he benefits from the EV mandate, but he didn't want people to be mandated to buy his cars. He wanted them to choose. And you can believe that or not. I do think there's something more to this, though. And that's why I think Cookie talking about this being fourth dimensional chess, there is something more to this feud. And I noticed that Billdozer, good friend of the show, Billdozer, which go watch his show too. Good old Billdozer was saying he felt like that this was a fake feud. This may have been WWE. Thought I saw a couple tweets out there with him talking like this was a WWE feud. And I've seen this take a few times over the last few days, that this whole Elon Trump feud feels like a WWE kind of thing. Feels fake. Feels forced. And to some degree, I'm like, okay, that's wishful thinking. That could be wishful thinking. Now, for me, I have my own criticisms. I voted MAGA. I've been a supporter of MAGA for over a year now. I don't consider myself MAGA. I think the Trump movement and the MAGA movement was the anti-establishment decision through the election. I think Ron DeSantis was foolish to go so hard in the paint against Trump. Dear Sarge says, is Sanglant the Rumble name for Palantir? Yeah, maybe. Sanglant, are you working for Palantir? How are you everywhere on everyone's stream at once? You're in like 5 people's chat right now, I bet. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I look, I can kind of vouch. I don't think Sanglant's a bot. Sanglant's been a great guy. He's not part of the dead internet that I know of. not part of the dead internet. Oh, man. And that's the thing. It takes you and I, folks, you and I, to keep the dead internet at bay. But yeah, I'm a little upset at Elon for not fulfilling his promise to keep Twitter bot free. Because even though I had a blue check mark, I'd say 80% of follows that I was getting on X, it says Big Ass Monitor. I think that should be my nickname. I monitor the big asses. Yes, Big Ass Monitor. See, I've only got the 2 medium-sized monitors, and I have a really little monitor over here. Cookie says, and they call me AI, LOL. Yeah, they used to. I think I can almost vouch for Cookie, too, that Cookie's not fake. One moment real quick. Still battling the tail end of that sinus infection. I promise it's not cocaine. Oh, you're not going to catch me on... We're all bots, huh? Yeah, we're all bots. Let's just be honest. Everyone here is bots, including me. I'm just a bot. Cookie is Skynet, and it's already over. Oh no. Sometimes you got to see through the drama and watch the results, says Rusty Rivers. That's all that counts. You know, and that's really the next step is this shit about Trump being in the Epstein files. I mean, is that what this is? Could this be Elon's got to be a bad guy for a couple of months because they want to prepare us for what's going to come out in the Epstein files? I wouldn't doubt it. Like, this would be sort of a way you could pull that off. But again, I don't have faith we're going to see anything in the Epstein files. In fact, where was that clip? I know I just saw some shit. Oh my God, that's all old shit. What did I do with it? Start screen share. Okay, so here's a tweet from Concerned Citizen. B Gates is a psycho. So he shared this video. This is Kash Patel on Joe Rogan, spliced with this pictures from the media of what they found when they raided Epstein's penthouse. So you think about these photos here and listen to what he says.
Play out. If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
If you have access to it.
If I have it, period.
Right.
If I have it.
So
where else would it be?
Right. If you have it.
Right.
But you can't say that you have it.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
So far.
Oh, really?
Everything we have so far is
Have
the
you guys gone over all the video that's available?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what takes so much damn time.
Right.
And
is there video from the island?
Not of what you want. The people out there have filled the void with can't wait to see
What's
X,
on
Y, or
that
Z.
shit
Right,
then?
speculation.
And I'll play
What's
it.
on that shit then?
If there was a video.
What are all these tapes and CDs and files? Oh, you thought we just forgot about that, did you? Yeah, Elon just made the lefties want to see the true Epstein files. Yes. Now the left wing has come out and demanded the Epstein files. which is a bold move. It's definitely a bold move. It makes me wonder if Trump is in them, it'd be a good reason to delay them as long as they have. But dear God, what is taking so long? What is taking so long? Singleton says most likely suicide fuel for people with souls. Oh, that's what's on the tapes? I mean, it already makes me sick thinking about it. But, you had Virginia Giuffre allegedly Clintoning herself. Jeffrey Epstein Clintoning himself. Like every twist and turn this Epstein case takes is yet another layer of the onion. And now, look, you have the word Mossad trending on X. Kash Patel's face. Now everyone will attempt to convince me that this is the face of a trustworthy man with principles who would never lie about Epstein's Mossad operation. Jeffrey Epstein, Mossad. There's the painting of Bush on Epstein's wall. Mossad, Mossad. Mossad did 9/11. Oh, here we go. What's this Kash Patel clip? Let's watch it.
Just what I've told you.
Can you say you've seen anything?
No, that's the point. That there's nothing in there, like in the video. You guys will be bored.
You talking about the video of the murder or the suicide?
The suicide.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
The video from the island.
Oh, that's sorry. So you're talking about two different things. So
sorry.
So yeah. So
yeah,
again,
nothing
we're
there.
Going to give you.
It's all boring.
Everything we can, and people have to remember, we're not going to re-victimize women.
We're not going to re-victimize women
out there. It's not.
Okay, well, you're not going to re-victimize women, but there's nothing on the videos to re-victimize them with. Okay, fun times. So yeah, you have Mossad trending, and then out of all that, we also have this next news story trending. Or here, let me just bring this up in a damn article. Like I said, this isn't my normal way of preparing for the show here. Okay, Google's not working either. Google censors shit. Okay, here we go. Alan Dershowitz. I think this is the clip.
Not to foment and incentivize the kind of killings that we're going to see, and it's going to get worse. I have to go now and get security guards. I have been told.
He's talking about anti-Semitism at Harvard.
I am not safe because I am a highly visible pro-Israel supporter, and I have a target on my back, as do many other pro-Israel supporters.
I'm seeing reports.
That
was bullshit. That was bullshit. Whoever shared that is bullshit. They said that was the thing. Anyway, allegedly, Dershowitz is calling on Trump to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell. I got to say allegedly because I keep seeing it being reported, but I'm not seeing him actually calling it. Here's the Daily Mail. Let's look at this Daily Mail article. Epstein lawyer responds to Elon Musk claim that Trump is named in the Epstein files as Ghislaine Maxwell pins her hope on a presidential pardon. Oh, here we go. Former Trump attorney Alan Dershowitz tells Daily Mail that he would be right to consider it. Okay, but this is David Schoen. He had no information to hurt President Trump. I specifically asked him. Okay. He believes disgraced socialite's 20-year sentence should be commuted for her immediate release and then a pardon. She should get a commutation. The sentence was way in excess. She was in part a victim of Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell, in part a victim of Epstein. Chauvin says the public is brutal. They already want Bongino and Patel and Bondi for not giving it up. Yeah, look, I'm with these people. These three are clowns, and it's really all three of their fault. Bongino was on his show screaming to the high heavens for truth, for the release of information about this case, for truth and the release of information about what happened when Trump was shot in Pennsylvania. What happened with Secret Service standing down, not doing their job. The fact that we've not got answers to these questions, when these were two of the things Dan Bongino practically built his media career on over at least the last 2 years. It's absurd. And then Pam Bondi going on Fox News several times. I have them on my desk. I have the files. I'm ready to release them. And releases a bunch of bullshit. So yeah, Daily Mail revealed that there's speculation swirling over a possible pardon for Maxwell doing time in Florida. It's not a bad idea to ask Trump for a pardon. He knew her, probably got views about whether she's guilty or innocent. Then here's the two of them sitting together. And again, I'm not going to simp for Dershowitz or Ghislaine Maxwell. And so, yeah, all of these people saying that this is a Mossad psyop. Rusty River says, Google said don't ask questions. Sangla said at least one had diplomatic immunity. Oh no. Unredacted finders files to be released too. You know, but that's just it. Kash Patel himself said he was going to release the unredacted 17 pages of the 9/11 Commission report. Rusty Rivers, make 4chan warriors great again. Whoa, Cookie X is reporting that a California business owner has locked ice inside his business. I do have a video later I was wanting to show of some ice craziness. Let's just check ice over on X. Oh, here we go.
By a federal judge, you are being attributed federal office officers while carrying out our official and home duties. If you know observed immediately, you may be arrested and charged with a crime. Criminal search warrant outside.
Okay, so they're rounding people up. God damn, this is loud. Turn that down a little bit. They're trying to get some police tape up, but it's not working. They have warrant signed by a federal judge. They're repeating something. Okay, but I don't see anybody locked
the
in.
ice inside the business.
I mean, maybe the mob have them pinned in? The activist mob has them pinned in there? I don't know, man. I'm not seeing nobody locked in. Fruck says that's the Adrenochrome warehouse. Cheers and welcome to Fruck over on Rumble. Good seeing you, good seeing you. All right. Let's do this. Let's bring that down for just a minute. Let's see what else we can find on this news story here. FBI has been deployed to downtown LA to assist ICE with a raid because leftist protesters are threatening agents. Yes, that's what's happening. The protesters
that are here, and they were probably collecting additional evidence from inside and just making sure that all their agents were out of the building before they dispersed. So we are seeing a couple more agents that are making their way out of the building. As far as people that are being taken into custody, I believe for the most part, the people that they were targeting inside the building have been taken into custody and were taken away.
Well, they've already got the people in custody and taken away.
The investigators and agents to leave the location. So, and that's what we're seeing here. They're starting
Look
to kind of
at
wrap
all
things
of
up
them with
here.
their cameras
I
out.
feel that this is going to basically wrap up here within the next several minutes, and ultimately we'll see the crowd kind of disperse.
Okay, so there's that. Wow, this is kind of interesting. So this was a couple hours ago. This was 1:30 California time. It's been about 3:30 my time. So yeah, we're about 4 hours out from this. Yeah, that's crazy, Cookie. Thank you for the heads up on that. I don't know why that wasn't popping up on my feed. Where? And then we do have this. Outside of a Home Depot.
Did they find already the guy who killed these little 3 girls? No? But they're taking people who are working. That's crazy.
Worried about the wrong crimes and shit.
Did you hear that? Worried about
They're
the wrong crimes and
normal
shit.
cars, bro.
Get the license plates.
No, that's the right crime. Yeah, you stop this crime, you'll stop a lot of other crimes.
And there's always a lot of people here. Pobrecitos, they were literally like driving away so fast. This is in the Home Depot from Wilshire.
This is imagine all the bandwidth, all those phones sending the video to the NSA. Fruck says, can we talk about breast milk? Oh my God. Fruck wants to talk about breast milk. Hang on. Singlet says, what's up with lead? You talking about lead attorney? From what I hear, he's got a serious illness, and cheers and lead attorney. Definitely hope you defeat that battle. Yeah, lead attorney. Yeah, I think he's definitely. Yeah, he's got an illness, and I'm not going to get into any more than that. I know he's announced it in some of his channels, but I'm not going to speculate any further. But I do know he's dealing with some issues. I do know he's still putting out videos once in a blue moon. He's just not doing live streams. And then okay, so Fruck wants to talk about breast milk. Not sure what to talk about with breast milk other than, look, I'm a big fan of the breast milk. I think human breast milk is practically the fountain of youth. Oh, yeah. It leads insight on super producers. Okay. That's what you meant by where's lead. Okay. Fox News sells it. Oh, you talking about the busty Fox News? See, look at me. I don't get humor when I'm doing my stream. I need to be funnier. Yes. Yes, the super producers on Fox News. Yeah. Not just Fox, but just conservative women in general. I mean, there's that Natalie Winters. You've been seeing all the good Natalie Winters thirst trapping. Look at this. Look at this. Natalie Winters with the thirst trapping. Heard it was Pride Month. Cookie says Fruck is a perv. Colostrum. Ew. I mean, look, it's gonna happen. Shilbon says, what happened with lead? I'm lost. There's been this running joke. There was a live stream in which lead attorney Nick Rekieta and Drex were all on the same stream. And there was a discussion made about internet pornography categories, and lead attorney brought up this the idea of super producers. So pornography involving breast milk. And yeah. So fun times. Yeah, Rusty Rivers, conservative women are beautiful. Yeah, I mean, Natalie Winters with the thirst trapping, man, she's just knocks it out of the park. I mean, Natalie Winters. I mean, you can agree or not agree, but definitely there are a lot of conservative women. And look, I also don't, between the ladies of Fox News and the ladies of all these other news outlets, I never discount the idea that, this is just selling politics with sex and vice versa. I don't know how many of these women are actually conservative, and I don't claim that I truly believe that. So yeah. So let's get back. Let's finish off. Man, we went all the way around the Musk Trump to Epstein to Cash Patel, and let's go ahead and finish that off. Let's check this out from the New York Post. Cash Patel has a response to Musk threat to expose Trump in Epstein files. Oh, I guess it would help if I actually had the article up here. Time to drop the really big bomb, Musk tweeted. Patel said, I'm not participating in any of that conversation between Elon and Trump on the middle of a Joe Rogan interview. Okay, so that's part of what we just played. Jesus Christ, Rogan said after reading out the message. That's a crazy thing to say. How does he know? Does he know that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files? Does he have access to the Epstein files? Patel responded that he didn't know how he would know anything about the contents of the Epstein files, but declined to speak further. Earlier in the interview, Patel had discussed the pending release of the surveillance video. Okay, we already talked about all that. I'm not saying every single camera in the place was working, Patel told Rogan. I'm saying we've got footage and you're getting it and you can make up your own mind. What is this? You're gonna get it shit. Just fucking release it. Democrats have seized on Musk's claim, sending Bondi and Patel a letter on Thursday requesting the complete unsealing of the investigative file. We write with profound alarm at the allegations that files relating to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein have not been declassified and released to the American public because they personally implicate Donald Trump, said Representatives Garcia Lynch in their letter. We ask that you immediately clarify whether this allegation is true and respond to this letter with the requested information and documentation. Attorney General Pam Bondi has since claimed the FBI field office in New York has thousands of pages worth of outstanding documents and demand the Bureau fork over that material so it could be released to the public. So there was nothing much to that. Rusty River says, y'all watching Carmen JC. Okay, so now we got to look up Carmen JC. What is... I do not know anything about Carmen JC. What's Carmen JC? Oh. She's kind of a super producer too. Oh, is she a black woman on the black fatigue train?
Black culture. It's because of the murder music we listen to, the lack of accountability that is coming out of the black community, the lack of leadership that is coming out of the black community. I'm telling you right now that the world and the country is getting tired of the dysfunction that is coming out of the black community, okay? It is affecting everybody else, and quite frankly, it is a problem in this country, okay? And black people refuse to accept and look and recognize that we have a problem.
Oh yeah, she's got quite the jiggle. Yeah, you're right there. Wow. Yeah. All right. All right. Sangla says, suddenly the feud being fake makes sense. You know, this is the thing. It's I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, what's the angle? Is it the angle to get leftists demanding the Epstein files? I mean, to some degree, some already were, and the ones that weren't were just too busy crying about Gaza and climate change. I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. At least that angle doesn't. Okay, done with that, done with that, done with that. Oh, Cookie. Oh, shit. That's quite a number. That's quite a number. The Congo? The Congo, really? Okay, so let's get another lawsuit news. Proud Boy leaders, feds, excuse me, feds 4 leaders of the Proud Boys, who were pardoned after being found guilty of trying to keep President Trump in power on January 6, 2021, after he lost the election to Biden, filed a lawsuit on Friday seeking $100 million from the government. The plaintiffs bring this suit to seek redress for the multiple violations of constitutional rights, the document read. The lawsuit was filed in Florida by Henry Enrique Tarrio, the former chairman of the, quote, far-right group. Come on, Reuters. And Joe Biggs, Zachary Rael, and Ethan Nordine, who all played leadership roles, plus Dominic Pesola. Tarrio was convicted. Biggs, Tarrio was convicted of crimes including seditious conspiracy for his role in planning the Capitol riot. Yeah, yet he was not even there. Biggs, Rail, and Nordine played leadership roles in the Proud Boys and were tried alongside Tarrio for seditious conspiracy and other crimes. And Pizzola was accused of assaulting former Capitol Police officer Mark Ode by stealing his riot shield and using it to smash a window. All 4 also received jail terms. So yeah, they're demanding $100 million for their January 6th prosecution. Meanwhile, little old ladies who were there cannot afford to sue the government. Gotta love that shit. All right, what else do we got? It's Pride Month. Let's go to this. It's Pride Month. So earlier there was this buzz earlier this week that this person that you see on the screen here, Iman Khalif, gold medalist in boxing, that their DNA tests from a 2023 testing was leaked to the internet and showed more XY markers. And there was a lot of fact checking going on, a whole lot of pigeonholing and covering up. But a lot of that doesn't really matter because Olympic champ Iman Khalif skips boxing event after World Boxing introduces mandatory sex testing. Olympic champion skipping the Eindhoven Box Cup in the Netherlands less than a week after World Boxing announced mandatory sex testing. The Algerian boxer who won gold at the Paris Games last summer amid scrutiny over her, quote, her eligibility did not register in time for the event before applications closed on Thursday. The decision of Iman's exclusion is not ours and we regret it, said tournament media director Dirk Renders. Dirk Renders, obviously a gay porn name. I'm kidding. 26-year-old Khalif, which Fruck in the chat says 23. Sure. Intended to return to international competition at the Eindhoven tournament this weekend before World Boxing announced its new sex testing policy last Friday. The governing body, quote, specifically mentioned Khalif, saying they'd have to be screened to be approved to fight at any upcoming events, including the Box Cup. The mayor of Eindhoven, Joran Disselbloem, also a gay porn name, Joran Disselbloem, criticized World Boxing's decision. As far as we are concerned, all athletes are welcome in Eindhoven. Excluding athletes based on controversial gender tests certainly does not fit in with that. Disselbloem said in a letter addressed to Dutch Boxing Federation and International Boxing Federation. We are expressing our disapproval of this decision today and recalling on the organization to admit Iman Khalif after all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Fruck says it was a play on 23andMe, a DNA company. Oh, okay. So, yes, Khalif is 26. All right. Khalif won a gold medal at the Paris Olympics, blah, blah, blah. Previous governing body, the Russian-dominated IBA, had disqualified both fighters from its 2023 World Championships after claiming they failed eligibility tests. But the IBA was banished for decades for misdeeds and controversy. The IOC ran the past 2 Olympic boxing tournaments and in its place applied the sex eligibility rules used in the previous Olympics. Khalif and Lin were eligible to compete under those standards. World Boxing has since provisionally approved as the boxing organizer at the 2028 LA Games and has faced pressure from boxers and federations to create sex eligibility standards. President Boris van der Vost apologized after Khalif was singled out in the governing body's announcement last week. Excuse me. Oh. Yeah. Rusty Rivers. Jizz are blowing. Jizz or blow him. Jizz or blow him. Yeah. Khalif planned to defend their welterweight gold medal at the LA Games, but some boxers and their federations have spoken out against their inclusion. Khalif won gold at Eindhoven last year, defeating Australia's Marissa Williamson Pullman in the final warm-up to the Olympics. Oh, so yeah. Yeah, just winning all kinds of tournaments. The Algerian also competed at the Tokyo Games in 2021 in the lightweight division, losing in the quarterfinals to gold medalist Kelly Harrington of Ireland. Well, now I want to see Kelly Harrington of Ireland. All right. Fellas, what do you think? Fellas, would you let her jab you for a couple of hours? All right, let's go ahead and bring that down. So those are most of the news stories I actually had. Hey, we filled over half the show between that and me crying about my life. Oh, folks. Cookie says, "Oh Lord, sports." No, it's "Oh Lord, gender insanity." That's what it is. It's gender insanity. It's what standards do we have for women's sports? Are we allowed to have standards for women's sports? Should we even have women's sports? That's a conversation. That is an entirely unique conversation. Now, again, so many people in the conservative and libertarian movements like just make a third structure. Make a men's boxing, women's boxing, and then have the third one either be intergender or mixed gender or transgender or people allowed to take hormones. Just put them all in this third category and let them box there. So yeah, Cookie, sports. Totally sports and not at all political. Not at all about what, the direction of our culture and the insanity that the conversation about gender and equality. Oh, this is good. Rusty, holy shit, you're onto something. Cookie, what's your best chicken recipe? And look, let's let this go out to everyone in the chat. What's your favorite chicken dish? Everyone tell me what your favorite chicken dish is. Cookie wants me to pull up Alex Stein at the Pride event. Oh no, is Alex Stein trolling Pride? I've not seen this. Please tell me he's not naked. Just a second. I've got Alex Stein. I'm not seeing Alex Stein at a Pride event. I've got Alex Stein doing gay stuff at a Target. I've got Alex Stein from 2 years ago at Pride. And then I've got him at a city council meeting doing Pride chants. I'm not seeing anything about Alex Stein at Pride. Oh, Cookie says crispy baked wings on her channel. Okay, let's do this. Let's critique Cookie's YouTube. Oh, nope, not that. Oh my God, I'm not signed into YouTube. There we go. Mild's Culture Plate. Boom. S. Where's S at? Shut up, I can cook. Okay. Crispy baked chicken wings. I see. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got a 9-minute video here. I might have to skip around because, yeah, 9 minutes is a bit long for this format. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's check out Cookie's chicken recipe. Oh man, a couple good little leg quarters. Boom.
And welcome to my channel, Shut Up I Can Cook.
Yeah, check out.
I'm delighted to have you here with me today. We are going to be making some very delicious chicken quarters. As you see right here, we can pull this off. That's extra skin. And we're going to bake these in the oven. On this channel, we love to make...
Okay, I'm going to skip forward a little bit.
Seasoned paprika. Some
We got paprika.
Paprika. We're just going to give it some dashes, a little bit like that. Powder.
Garlic powder. Garlic powder. Gotta love garlic powder.
Sprinkle some. Both of these are about 2 tablespoons.
That's about 3 tablespoons.
And you flavor. This is cayenne pepper. Unless your palate is very sensitive. So we're going to give half a and
okay, so we got paprika, garlic, cayenne. What was that one?
About a tablespoon. I'm going to use is turmeric.
Turmeric. Oh, turmeric's great. Oh, not the thighs. She wants the wings. Okay. Shit.
I don't know if I will.
All right, hang on. Hang on. Oh man, not the legs, the wings. Okay, my bad. My bad. Shit. All right. Go to the wings. I'm sorry. Sorry, I saw chicken, baked chicken, and I was whole chicken. Uh-oh. Now my camera's crashing. Well, not sure. There we go. Camera's back. Okay. Videos. Here, I'll just search wings. Oh, crispy baked chicken wings. Oh yeah, you've showed me this before. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so here we go. Oops. Shit, meant to do it full screened.
And it's going to come out, you won't believe how crispy this is going to be.
Okay.
So, healthy food and how to get it done. Subscribe to my channel now and like this video. So, here's all we're going to need.
All you're going to need.
We're going to put some salt. We have
salt.
Chicken drumlets here.
Chicken drumlets.
We're going to put some salt.
Salt.
Not too much salt.
I'm anticipating.
But enough to taste. Garlic powder.
Garlic powder.
Oops. Okay.
About 3 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons.
Some black pepper.
Black pepper. I love black pepper.
Hold on.
Uh-oh, hold on. 7-minute video.
Black pepper.
About 2.5 tablespoons.
And I want to put a little bit more garlic powder.
A little more garlic powder.
I'm telling you, you're going to love this. Anybody
garlic
that
the shit out of
eats it. If you're on a date, if you have dinner guests or whatever. And we're going to put some oil.
Oh,
not too much.
What kind of oil is that? Hope that's like olive oil or...
And we're going to mix this together.
Canola
very
oil.
well.
Oh, no. Got the seed oils. The ASMR. You hear that? Hang on. That sound right there. Anyway, all right.
That's all you need.
Then you lay them out.
I mean, use a
And then here we
spatula
go.
like this. Not thongs, because just...
They make some cool silicone pan liners.
I'm going to use a spatula.
Highly advised.
Baked wings.
Oh yeah, that looks
If
pretty
we want to
good.
put some garnish, I have some parsley here. We can put that on. You can put whatever. No deep frying.
All right, cool. All right, so yeah, check out Shut Up I Can Cook over on YouTube. I've already given that video a thumbs up. All right. Everybody else, what's your favorite chicken? Sanglant, you say, where's the Reaper pepper powder? What's your favorite YouTube? Oh, Rusty Rivers wants me to drop the link to Shut Up I Can Cook's YouTube channel. Okay, let me go back to that. And here we go. Message to all. Boom. There we go. Oh, and her feature video is a chili recipe with beans. Chili with beans. Chili with beans. Some people say there's no such thing as chili with beans. I personally think there's no such thing as chili without beans. Uh-oh. All right. So let's do a quick Google News search here. Google News of the U.S. I'm not asking you for a recipe, Sangland. I'm just saying what's your favorite chicken to eat? Frucker says, I like mine braised in watermelon juice and rosemary, also lemon and pepper. All right. Rusty River says, Cookie just got a new sub. Heck yeah. And then Cookie says she put Alex Stein's link in the chat, and I have not seen it. I apologize. I have not seen the Alex Stein link. All right. Okay, let's do a quick Google News. Kilmar Abrego has been returned to the United States to face criminal charges. Now, I did see this, but I was going to save it for when I did this here. You know, I feel like I've got a little bit of, what do you call it? Egg on my face on this Kilmar Abrego Garcia, because I've been touting the Trump talking point, the Trump administration talking point Caroline Leavitt, Trump press secretary, everyone in the Trump administration saying, oh, we can't get him back. He's a citizen of that country. Like, we can't. And now I feel like I got egg on my face because, we just went and got him. But it also, the whole Trump is defying a court order narrative also got busted. So I don't feel quite as stupid. Although I kind of feel like Trump should have just defied the court order. But ultimately, this is going to be fourth dimensional chess because now he's facing human trafficking charges. Let's go to this Fox News clip. Pam Bondi on Friday announced that Abrego Garcia has landed in the U.S. and is set to face federal charges for human smuggling and conspiracy. A grand jury in the Middle District of Tennessee returned a sealed indictment charging him with alien smuggling and conspiracy. According to the indictment, he played a significant role in a human smuggling ring operating for nearly a decade. Made more than 100 trips transporting women, children, and MS-13 gang-affiliated persons throughout the U.S. And then you have this deported gang member, Abrego Garcia, will never be on American streets again. Well, here we go. He traded the innocence of minor children for profit, Bondi said. Children were among those allegedly trafficked. The indictment filed under seal last month includes 2 felony counts. Singlet says, yes, that was a waste of time and money. What, to deport him? I actually don't think it was. I mean, because here's the thing. Do you want him just sitting in a holding cell in Tennessee? I mean, maybe there are other ways we could have locked him up. Maybe we could have denied him bond or something. Fox News obtained Highway Patrol body cam footage from a 2022 traffic stop where troopers pulled over Abrego Garcia for speeding. Inside his vehicle were 8 other men. He's hauling these people for money, one trooper said. Troopers found $1,400 in cash and flagged him in the National Crime Information Center. Oh, it's a waste of time and money bringing him back. Okay, yeah. But at the same time, like, I gotta kind of agree with the leftists to some degree. You do need to get the court of law. Like, you have to. I don't like just rounding people up and deporting them. I just don't. Like, there are certain instances where, like, if you've proved in some other way, shape, or form, but like most of that proof's going to come through a trial. Now, the CPB1 shit, yeah, round up everyone who's on the CPB1 app. Round them up and get them out of here. The people who are on that temporary probation stuff, yeah, round them up and get them the hell out. We don't need to wait for a court date. You've already admitted to breaking the law. You've already went on probation. Boom. CPB1, gone. Okay, back to Google News. Ex-police chief who escaped Arkansas prison while serving time for murder has been recaptured. Okay. Trump-Musk split exposes how reliant NASA has become on SpaceX. Yeah, did you see Elon joke that he was going to decommission what was it called? The Dragon rocket or whatever the hell it was called. And then now he says he's not going to decommission it. Transgender troops face a deadline and a difficult decision. Should we stay or should we go? AP News. Yeah, you should go. Deportees being held in a shipping container in Djibouti, ICE says. Okay. Oh, ICE officers are stuck in the Djibouti shipping container. All right. I mean, sometimes deportation's a dirty job. Someone's got to do it. And yeah. Djibouti shouldn't just let American agents in. Oh yeah, the Supreme Court. Okay, let's find a clickable one here. Let's try CBS News. Is this behind a paywall? This does not appear to be behind a paywall. Supreme Court has halted the lower court's order requiring Doge to hand over information about work and personnel. Supreme Court on Friday halted lower court orders that required Doge to turn over information to a government watchdog group as part of a lawsuit that tests whether Trump's task force has to comply with public records law. The order from the High Court clears Doge for now from having to turn over records related to its personnel and keeps Amy Gleason, identified as acting administrator, from having to answer questions at deposition. And here we go. Justices Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Jackson Brown dissented. Shocker. Shocker. Rusty Rivers. Is Djibouti a real place? Yeah. Portions of the district court's discovery order require that the government disclose the content of intra-executive branch USDS recommendations and whether those recommendations were followed or were followed or not appropriately tailored, the court said in its order. Any inquiry whether an entity is an agency for the purposes of the Freedom of Information Act cannot turn on the entity's ability to persuade. Furthermore, the separation of powers concerns that judicial deference and restraint in the context of discovery regarding internal executive branch communications. The Supreme Court has sent the case back to the U.S. Court of Appeals for D.C. Circuit for more proceedings. Chief Justice Roberts temporarily paused the district's order last month, which allowed the Supreme Court more time to consider the administration's bid for emergency relief. A judge had ordered Doge to turn over documents to the group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington by June 3rd, and for Gleason's deposition to be completed by June 13th. Well, Fruck says, I heard it smells funny in Djibouti. My Djibouti smells pretty funny right now. I'm in desperate need of a shower. Work today was rough. Underlying issue in the case involves whether Doge is subject to the Freedom of Information Act. CREW argues that the cost-cutting task force wields substantial independent authority, which makes it a de facto agency that must comply with federal public records law. The judge overseeing the dispute, Judge Christopher Cooper, had ordered Judge to turn over certain documents by June 3rd. We just said that. Doge has also attempted to gain access to sensitive database kept by the IRS, the Social Security Administration, the Office of Personnel Management, prompting legal battles, which I thought I saw something about that too. Yes, that was the Washington Post article that was, and of course, it's behind a paywall. Yay! But anyway, there's the headline. Supreme Court lets Doge access secure Social Security data. So boom. White House ban on the AP. Oh shit, here we go. We've been covering this story, this saga. Cookie wants me to go look up Alex Stein on YouTube. I may here in a minute. We've got just over an hour left of the show tonight. Appeals court hands AP an incremental loss in its attempt to regain access to Trump events. A 2-1 margin. Judges on the 3-judge U.S. Court of Appeals in Washington granted Trump a stay of enforcement of a lower court ruling that the administration had properly improperly punished the AP for the contents of his speech by not renaming the Gulf of America to Trump's liking. The news outlet's access to events in the Oval Office and Air Force One was cut back starting in February after the AP said it would continue to refer the Gulf of Mexico in its copy while noting Trump's wishes that it instead be renamed the Gulf of America. For decades, a reporter and photographer for the AP, a 179-year-old wire service whose material sent to thousands of news outlets and carried on its own website, reaching billions of people, have been part of a pool that covers the president, where spaces are limited. The decision was aimed only at whether to continue the stay, but the majority and dissenting opinions together totaled 55 pages and delved deeply into First Amendment precedents and questions about whether places like the Oval Office and Air Force One were private spaces. All right. We're not gonna hash every little detail of this. I'm sure the AP would love the attention. And what's with this blurry shit of Caroline Leavitt? Why would you do this to a photo of Caroline Leavitt? Like, fuck you, AP. This photo here is just absurd. Oh, fuck. Police search for man accused of killing his 3 daughters. Yeah, that's a sad. If you haven't seen that, I'm not gonna. I try not to cover that kind of shit. Like, if they were still missing, I might, but dear Lord. Monsters. We live with monsters. D-Day anniversary. Killing 5 young Somalis in crash. Found guilty. Air quality in Toronto. What? Americans told to stay indoors in 6 states. Wow. Trump asks Supreme Court to let him gut education department. Trump's bill is floundering in the Senate as Musk's attacks intensify. Los Angeles Times. And then the Hill, Trump bill faces Senate backlash. Yeah, see, I don't know if he's going to have the votes. Restoring American airspace sovereignty. WhiteHouse.gov. And then restrictions slashed on U.S. drones. Okay. And then there's the Proud Boys article we read earlier. Newsom floats withholding federal taxes as Trump threatens California. Ooh. All right. Cookie and Rusty Rivers are still talking about Alex Stein. All right. Primetime Alex Stein. I'm not even subscribed. Trans Day of Visibility protest. Is he live? I don't see him live. I don't see this video you're talking about, Cookie. I see the city council thing.
Here in Flower Mound. I live at 6969 Hershey Highway. And I just want to say that this is my favorite month of the year. And it's the best month of the year because it's the only month where it's okay to be gay. And that's what I try to tell my students.
It's the only month.
Challenged by coming out of the closet, by some of the ridicule and humiliation that they get from their peers.
Out.
So I wrote a little song about this month and why it's so special to me. So if you guys want to sing along, you guys are welcome to sing along. I know that guy wants to sing along. So this is for you.
It's okay, come and get. It's that one afternoon. Do it for the human race. Get spread, mother, get it big in your face. Do it for.
Cookie, what I saw from 5 days ago was a compilation of past shenanigans Alex has done at Pride events in the past. I love my gay brothers, even if you had abusive mothers.
You can drive a case on Subaru is gay, Cherokee is gay, Hyundai is gay, Kia is gay, everyone is gay.
Oh, thank God he didn't say Nissan.
Major League Baseball is gay as well. What can I say? It's okay. It's a month at the night. It's okay to be gay. It's the month.
You see, the problem I have with Alex Stein doing this kind of shit is, like, I see homeless people doing this kind of shit all the fucking time. Like, this just seems like somebody who's just crazy. That's all this seems like is just another crazy person doing crazy. Like, this is like parody. If this is supposed to be parody is supposed to be outrageous. And this is the problem. As we were talking earlier, like says Fruck says, yes, life in Lucifer's world. Yes. Sanglan says it should end with Isuzu too. Is Isuzu gay? I thought Isuzu was Japanese. Japanese don't like gay people, right? Unless they're ladyboys or we call them waifu pillow humpers or something. I don't know. But yeah, I see crazy people act this way all day, every day. Rusty River says that's the point, I think. Kanye is gay as well. No, Kanye's a cuck.
Is also really gay. Spirit Airlines is also gay. Delta Airlines is also gay. Zalinsky is also gay.
Greenwald. Oh, now I've lost it. Oh, shit.
Be so gay. It is not favorite gay times gay.
Oh man, he went there with Glenn Greenwald. The whole month you get a dick in your face. All right, that was Alex Stein with his Pride anthem at City Council. But yeah, Cookie, let's look at this here. Yeah, 5 days ago, Pride Month 1 hour compilation. We're not gonna watch a whole hour of him doing weird shit at Pride events. He had Dr. Drew on? What the hell? All right. So yes, that's Alex Stein. Primetime 99, Alex Stein. Musk did not... Okay, fact check. Musk did not suspend or delete Trump's X account. Snopes says it's false. Social media clip of supposedly destroyed Russian warplanes is likely AI. Fact check. Does Trump big beautiful bill give him power over federal elections? Fact check by WCNC false. Yeah, at this point, I'm just... Back to Google News. White men rush to court after justice's latest ruling. Oh! Straight women in workplace discrimination suit. Huh. And reverse discrimination and tax exemptions. What is this? Slate Magazine. I gotta see this. Okay, it's an opinion piece. Slate Magazine. Liberal Supreme Court justices keep joining conservatives. It's clear what they're doing. Okay. Oh my God. Slate Plus subscribers. Going ever to strike compromises with their colleagues at the expense of their own agendas. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Why would I pay to listen to you harpies? Dear Lord. See, this is the problem with media. Uh-oh. Those people sitting there with no reaction or no erection. Like, how do you sit there and not get erect? It covered my ears at least. Rusty River says, "Fuck, that's what they do at every meeting. Hit that thumbs up." Yeah, I hit the thumbs up. Oh yeah, I didn't hit the thumbs up on Alex Stein's video, did I? Let me do that. Give him a thumbs up. See? I practice what I preach, folks. I practice what I preach. I thumbs up videos that I watch.
And I just want to say that this is my favorite month of the year, and it's the best month of.
Go away. All right. You know what? While we're on YouTube, while we're playing around on YouTube, why don't I see how much time I can fill with a good... Let's find a Love Don't Judge. Let's go ahead and do it early. Usually we do it at the end of the show, but you know what? Wait, they do members only videos now? Oh man, I may have to pay. Oh, but those are so short. Nah, I'm not going to pay for short videos. Ooh, this one's only a month old. Usually I go way older and work my way to the current, but this one's only a month old. But this is a topic we haven't covered too much on Love Don't Judge. I say too much. We've covered a little bit of everything. Cookie says no more women on SCOTUS, repeal the 19th. And oh my God, Miles, because yeah, she knows what's coming. She knows what's coming. It's time, folks. It's time to do that. So if you're new to the channel, we do this segment we call Love Does Admonish, where we go check out this YouTube channel called Love Don't Judge, where people talk about their relationships, the unique aspects of their relationship. They feature, usually every week, they feature someone who's in a unique relationship and they're receiving hate online for the ways in which they love. And, they're trying to outlast the haters. And we appreciate outlasting the haters here on Miles Culture Plate. But we also appreciate truth and honesty. And oftentimes, there's some underlying issues with these people's stories. So we like to go check them out, as we will go ahead and watch I Punish Men Who Break My Rules. Love Don't Judge.
My name is Tomi, and men pay me thousands of dollars to submit to me. Men love to worship me. On a yearly basis, I make
What?
a high six figures. I think there is a wide variety of criticism. There might be something a little bit threatening about powerful women. Get on your hands and knees. Come. I'm
What?
going to be mixing brown and
You've got to be fucking kidding. She's not that hot. Oh God.
white rice together. He has to separate the two colors. Did you already drop it? Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to mess up
Brown rice and white rice together on the floor, and he's got to separate them.
on this so quickly. It's entertaining for me to watch someone struggle.
Do you date or have a partner?
Hi, I'm Tomi, and this is my office.
Uh-oh.
This section is a lot of my tools and toys. So we have some...
Oh no, was that an X? I gotta go back. Yeah, look at this. Mix Tomi. Whenever you see the X, they're doing gender bendy bullshit. They're into the pride stuff. That means she doesn't want to be known as Miss. She wants to be known as Mistress or Mix.
Is a lot of my tools and toys. So we have some
tools and toys,
lots of gloves,
headgear.
alcohol prep
What,
pads.
wait,
and things.
why did they blur the headgear? Was that a face mask with a big old dong on it? Why would they blur the headgear?
Some headgear.
What? Cookie, you know men pay big money for this. Not from someone who looks like this.
Lots of gloves, alcohol prep pads, and things like that so that we can play safely.
Alcohol?
Rope section.
Wait,
I
what?
have some of my duct tape
What are you
here
needing to disinfect?
too. One of my clients gifted me
Oh,
a porcelain replica of myself. I've been dominant my entire life. That scene in The Matrix where Neo is on his back, his mouth disappears, and then the metal bug goes into his belly button. The scene always stood out to me. My previous career was in the anti-trafficking policy space, and in that space it oftentimes intersects with sex workers' rights. I met a lot of the New York City community through that work and decided to jump right into it. I remember the first encounter just felt electric. You know, like
sex workers' rights. She just used the phrase, sex workers' rights. Burn it down. Burn it down.
oh, I'm called to do this thing. It's just so gratifying for me to be
Now,
the
wait a
most
minute.
intense power.
Now, she didn't look bad in that last outfit.
Do this thing.
That's got to
It's
be
just so
this has to be an old video right here. She didn't look bad there. She's gained some weight since then.
Gratifying for me to be the most intense,
I'm
powerful
not into that.
version of myself. Alrighty, I think Zero is on the way, and I'm going to start prepping. Zero's been my client since 2019. He's my
Wait, Singlet says cutting. She's extra horrific. Is that what the alcohol's for? Fruck says that's me in the skirt.
my first ever client. I'm going to be mixing brown and white rice together, and then he has to separate the two colors. And if he messes up, there's going to be some kind of punishment. I already know he's going to struggle, which is going to be fun to look at. Alrighty, get on your hands
with
and knees.
tweezers.
Crawl
Has
out.
to- has to
Come.
I've been seeing Mistress Tomi for about 5 years.
He had a list of books that he liked in his profile.
Mistress
and there was
Tomi,
just this
12
overwhelmingly
years.
clear feeling in me that, oh, I want to own this man.
She's very intelligent and creative, and sometimes can be very intense, yet is also a very compassionate and ethical person. No matter how strange or scary the situation may seem, I always feel safe with her.
So when we started, it was a very classical client dynamic, and COVID happened.
I
So
don't
I
get it.
installed
And I don't think I'm
cameras
supposed
in
to.
his home. He had absolutely no privacy. You know, looking through his phone, through a remote controlled app. Once COVID was over and we can resume play, we decided to get into a ownership contract where it lined out my responsibility, my roles, and then there was the one big tribute that he gave me.
It was a comfortable 6 figures.
A comfortable 6 figures. He paid this woman to own him 6 figures. Guys, gentlemen of the internet, I get it. We all have our secret dirty compartments in our head, and we lust. We fucking lust. And as part of that, we feel guilty for our lusting. But dude, 6 figures to be treated like a piece of shit. Like, oh my God. Like, literally just go downtown and start sexually harassing women, and they will treat you like a piece of shit, and eventually you'll be sued for 6 figures. Rusty Rivers wants to feel guilty, wants to fix her and doesn't feel guilty. Like if I had 6 figures, like I would literally just go start sexually harassing women and get in a lawsuit. Like that, to me, like I guess it's unethical, right? I think that's the thing. At least this is consensual. But come on, have some self-respect.
Alrighty, come up here. crawl over here. Okay. On the other end of the hall is a small pile of white rice mixed with brown rice. You have exactly 5 minutes to pick white rice all here. If you mess up, you will be punished. If you don't make it in 5 minutes, you'll be punished. If you drop 1 grain of rice during the crawling, you will be punished. Got it?
Yes, mistress.
Ready, set, go. Right now, my current rates are 1K an hour starting. There is no typical session because every individual is different. I see their psychological profile. I then tend to get on a consult call to talk a little bit more about why they're doing this. From there, I craft the session. Did you already drop it? Oh my gosh, I knew you were going to mess up on this so quick.
What a shocker. Oh my God. The person who wanted to be punished
I was
couldn't
quite shy
complete
when
the
I first
challenge in a way where
but
he
now
wouldn't
that
be
I'm
punished.
5 years into this, whatever room I walk into, I want everyone to know that this is what I do. People tend to be curious about it. They tend to ask some questions. You know, they may have some preconceptions. There's been times where I've interacted with people in social settings where they were defensive around it, but it's also very clear that they're defensive
This is
around
one of the
their
dumbest
own
things I
insecurities.
have ever seen. This rice challenge, it's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Like if you want to be the brat role and mess up on purpose to be punished, there are way less elaborate, dumb wastes of fucking time to do it. And the fact that while this is going on, she's bragging about how she wants to be known for this in public. Like, no, you're fucking, your twisted shit's not for the public. It's just not.
And shame. 3, 2, and 1. Couldn't even get 5, and you dropped it. Pathetic. So pathetic. Did you learn anything from that? No? He learned nothing.
What? Learn?
I think for
How is
me,
this
I
learning?
like sessions like this because it's entertaining for me to watch someone struggle. How does it feel for you to do something difficult just to please someone?
Well, of course I want to please you, mistress.
Yeah, I'm gonna punish Zero.
Are you looking forward to the punishment, sir?
Yes and no. Tommy is the person who has most met my needs, but also has been a very powerful influence and a very positive influence. My life has been enormously improved because of her influence.
Good boy. Okay, time for your punishment.
Well, Sanglant, this is you're stating the obvious, Sanglant. That's literally everyone on Love Don't Judge. are trying to feed their customer base. Rusty Rivers say I'd start by knocking that skinny bitch out emotionally. I mean, she's skinny in some ways, like she doesn't have much of an ass, but she's got some weight to her cheeks and her belly. Cookie says research says men pay OnlyFans huge amounts of money just to look at them. Yeah, I mean, back in my day, you had to go 2 blocks away from the strip club to get a hand job in an alley.
I'm gonna be using rice again. Congrats! Faster, 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 come on. I know that judgments and criticisms exist. Unless it's impacting my day-to-day in a very practical way, I don't quite pay attention to it. I don't read any comments online. I have a small but incredibly loyal following, and I feel so grateful every single day that
Small
I have
but
them in my
incredibly
life.
loyal.
For close, regular clients, I would say 6 to like 8. That's, you know, seeing me consistently. And for online fans, I have around 2K. And all of this doesn't
2,000
include people who just consume my content. On a yearly basis, I make a high 6 figures. I don't ask for gifts. I do have a wish list. So these are...
I don't ask for gifts, but I do have a wish list. And I do have rules that I will punish you if you don't follow my rules. But I don't ask for gifts. I just have this dominant role and a need to be fulfilled. But I don't ask for gifts. But I got this wish list. Look, I could give a whole speech about boundaries right now. I could give a whole speech about consent because on some level, Sangla says more gimps, not viewers, and then wait, she doesn't know how many gimps she has. I mean, anybody who logs in for this is a gimp. I'm sorry. Look, there's a level in which consenting behavior becomes disturbing behavior. And I'm not one of those. I'm in no position to kink shame anybody, right? But there are extreme levels of kink that would suggest, in the long term, played out, to the tune of thousands and thousands of dollars. Rusty River says, Mild, if you're getting hand jobs in an alley, maybe your fetching got effed up. No. I was not one of the ones getting hand jobs in the alleys. Trust me. I used to have a bigger group of friends who, as much wild stuff as I used to get up to, they used to get up to way wilder stuff. In fact, the only wild stuff I got up to was because they would bring some of these wild women around. And yeah, I made some mistakes. That's all I'm going to say. But no, I didn't get my fetching effed up.
Some of the jewelry that's been gifted to me over the years. The best
Look at
advice
these
I
rings.
got was
Gold rings,
never
gold
spend
bracelet.
your own money on luxury goods. This is the Cartier Love Lock in gold, Vivienne Westwood pearl earrings, Tiffany gold necklace,
This is
matching
some
Cartier
shit, man.
ring. I think there is a wide variety of criticism.
I can't even afford to fix this fucking computer. And there's losers tossing thousands of dollars in gold jewelry that sits in boxes in this bitch's bedroom.
I think a big bulk of it is rooted in patriarchal ideas around what a woman's allowed to demand.
Oh shit, here we go. Look, the viewership just plummeted up there. Look, it must be time for Salty Cracker and Tim Pool again. Yeah, this is why I am gonna redo the schedule. We're gonna be moving from Fridays pretty soon. Yep, Tim Pool's live. Bet Salty Cracker's live too, isn't he? Every time. Wait, no, I don't see Salty Cracker live. Oh, yep. There he is. Yep, Salty Cracker's live. There went my viewership. Boom. All right, well, we'll wrap this up. You know what? I may not go the full 3 hours tonight. I think I'm going to wrap this up after Love Don't Judge. I might browse a little more, and I might just wrap it up, go have dinner. I think I will start. I'm throwing around the idea of going back to Saturdays. I really am. I know Sanglant had an opinion on that last week. But yeah, I'm really... Oh, Rusty Rivers. Oh, shit. Rusty Rivers, I wasn't begging for money. Shit. But Rusty Rivers has now decided to become a stream sponsor. Let me go ahead and do. Go ahead and put him in as a stream sponsor. Rusty Rivers is now a stream sponsor. Boom. All right. Thank you, Rusty Rivers. Definitely appreciate it. Cheers, 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 and some applause. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Now let's...
In general, there might be something a little bit threatening about powerful women. The kinds of criticisms they get is unique. And I think there is a duty to try to destigmatize the work for other people.
Destigmatize the work for other people. Oh, here we go.
I find that I get a lot of my needs fulfilled through my clients. Yeah, a lot.
Of course you do. Of course you do. I don't need to be emotionally giving, and I get all my needs fulfilled through my clients. We're doomed. We're doomed.
A lot of my emotional energy goes into these relationships.
See, it's... I'll save it. I'll save it. We got a minute left.
Relationships. There is no other industry where women have a gross and unfair advantage. And there's also no other industry where I can have...
Excuse me? No other industry where women have a gross and unfair advantage. I mean, maybe not to this degree, but there definitely are. There definitely are a lot of industries where women do have an unfair advantage.
As much freedom as I want. I think socially, women are so conditioned to not rock the boat, to give and give and give at the expense of themselves. I feel so lucky.
What kind of fucking lying feminist bullshit is this? Women are not encouraged by society to do that anymore, and that's the fucking problem. Cookie says it every week here. Talks about the 19th Amendment. No, we don't have women just shutting up and taking it anymore. Being quiet about it. No, the problem is there are too many of you, young lady.
And I want to pursue what I want. What do I want to say to people who are critical or judgmental? I don't think absolutely everyone needs to agree, right? And I think that's okay. But you should know why you don't agree. And I think that'll shine a light on your own values. And that's okay too.
I don't agree because you're a leech on society. I don't agree because you're a leech on society. You know, say what you will. And look, people are free to do with whatever they will with their own money. And sex work wouldn't exist if there weren't a certain segment of men who felt, now whether they do or not, but felt like they had enough disposable income to spend on sexual activities and kink. But this is like welfare to another level, right? This is sort of the same mental emotional behavior as the women who trap men into, like, I'll have his baby and trap him into child support. This is similar hoery, right? It's I can make money by being a hoe. And look, I'm not hating entirely on the concept of sex work. I'm not hating on the idea that it can be a career path. But you have to have a good idea of the boundaries between work life and home life, right? The whole lifestyle. And look, I say this for men too. Like, dudes, if you're out there working 70, 80 hours a week, like if you're, now don't get me wrong, we need cops and firefighters and doctors, and we need all these people who work all these overtime hours and extra hours. But at some point, you do have to have a boundary, and you do need to understand that there's a difference between your life on the street and your life when you clock out. This young lady says, oh, look, I don't need relationships. I get all my needs fulfilled by my gimps. Young lady, you're going to turn 35, and that wall is coming fast and hard. Oh, shit, my eyebrows all crazy wackadoo. Yeah, lady, you're that 35 years old, that wall is coming fast and hard, and you're pedal to the metal, flooring it right at that wall. Like, already your tattoos. Eventually men are going to be sick of looking at your ass. Men are going to be sick of looking at you in lingerie. And where are you going to be? You're going to be lonely with no skills. And you're going to need to survive. And it's stories like this, young ladies, it's like, okay, the financial collapse is not happening fast enough. Like, as much as I don't want to suffer and I don't want people I love to suffer whatever the fuck's going to happen the next time we have a financial collapse, like, I'm like, it's almost worth it, because the money that needs to be taken out of the hands of people like this, not her, I'm not talking about her, I'm talking about the guy that was on the floor in that video. And my lefty commie community members out there, I'm not talking about viewers of the show, I'm talking about people that I talk to once in a while, that they'll start talking about commie shit about how, millionaires don't need that much money, and they'll be, Bernie Sanders and the shit, right? And I disagree with them wholeheartedly, 99.9% of the time. And then I see a video like this, and I'm like, whoever the fuck that dude was on the floor, giving her 6 figures to be treated like shit, whatever that dude's doing for a living, whatever that dude is doing to make money, Like sign me up to be a fucking socialist, because that dude should be taxed at 80%. Like, my libertarian taxation is theft, fucking anti-government self. No, the government should tax that fucking dude at 90%. And I'm being facetious. I really am. I'm being facetious. I do not believe in socialism. But it's like the idea that this kind of, you break it down, like these elites are doing, what's that movie with the fucking Nicole Kidman, Eyes Wide Shut? The elites are doing the Eyes Wide Shut shit, and everyone's got their sexual deviance and their ways in which, we got this whole Diddy trial going on right now in New York. That's hard to turn away from. He's hanging women over balconies. He's buying up enough lube that nobody in New York can get any personal lubricant. He's throwing Molotov cocktails in dudes' cars. All so that he could have male prostitutes come over and do all kinds of cuck shit as his slave for days at a time. And so, yeah, Diddy, I don't care how many records you produced. Like, if this is what you're doing with your money, yeah, fucking call me a socialist. Take that shit. Take that shit from him. Again, I'm being facetious. But eventually, the money goes straight to the penis. When a man gets that kind of money, a lot of men, that money goes straight to the penis. And the fact that women like this are getting rich off of it. Again, thank you, Rusty, for the $5. The computer thing is going to be a long-term project. I don't envy people of their money. I make do. And I feel like I'm doing relatively well compared to other times in my life. So this is a hard financial conversation for me to have, because I want to make it clear I don't beg for money. And unlike this young lady, I don't have a wish list. I don't have things that I'm just going to casually mention. Well, if you want, I've got this computer that needs fixed. I'm not doing that. I'm serious. The $5, the Rumble money is already going toward some of that. It's going to require a different investment, and so much so that I'm not going to ask. I don't want it. I literally don't want it. That $5 will go toward it, but I don't want any more. I'm not like this young lady. I've got a wish list. I don't ask for gifts, though. And yet, bracelets, earrings, everything just decked out in gold from the nation's top jewelers. Like, fuck. Like, I've slept with hotter women than this. And I've had hotter women than this be naked in the same room with me and humiliate me. So if you're into that, it's easy. What's saying like minis, forums, and some interesting motherboards? Well, I think that's just it. I've got a little budget. Oh, swap meet specials. Okay. Mobile chip on a desktop thing works pretty good. Uh-oh. I never thought about it. I might look into it. I think the issue is, so I built this Franken computer with parts of 2 older computers, and I was going to use it as a streaming box. So I would run all the video processing, the video gaming, and the browsing on this computer. And I was just going to pipe the video feed straight into that computer, and I was going to run the chat and the Rumble stream from the other computer. And well, like I said, it was a Franken computer pieced together by pieces of 2 other computers, and the hard drive in it was running Windows 7. It's that old. And I was trying to get drivers to work to get it on the internet. I couldn't get the drivers to work because everything was so outdated. And yeah, thank you, Rusty Rivers. Yes, I'm definitely going to shut up and take your money. My disclaimer was more for everyone else. Like, only send me money if you're enjoying the show, and you enjoy the show, you support shit you like. Yeah. But I'm pretty much just talking about the computer situation right now. Because I'm not asking for money specifically for the parts. Because yeah, it basically at this point it needs a motherboard combo and a power supply. And right now, the Rumble money that I got back in April, getting pretty close to having it spent. And now I have these 2 other things that I'm not going to mention in my life that I got to take care of those first, and then I will have the time and attention to put back into this computer. And then I'll have my streaming set up pretty much the way I want it, and streaming will be much easier. And some of the lag issues during my gaming streams and some of the crashing issues during this show should improve dramatically once I get that going. But for now, trying to run video games and internet and chat and overlays and OBS and Rumble Studio all through this computer kind of takes its toll on the thing sometimes. Saying I went with the BD795i SE and the 9070 XT. The motherboard was less than the CPU I was looking at. You see, this thing's probably going to still be my my main gaming computer. Its specs are holding up pretty good. I have no complaints. It's a few years old, but it's 9070 first GPU since the 700 series. Yeah, that's kind of how this was. It was years between computers for me, and I kept trying to piece things together and play old ass video games, which I still do. Most of the video games I play are old as shit. Baldur's Gate. Oh, that's the other funny thing. So I was talking about investing money. I bought this hookup. It's a capture device for my Nintendo Switch. And Sanglant was here. I did some testing. I was doing some retro gaming. I had planned on doing a retro gaming weekly thing. Yeah, my Nintendo Switch is toast. Just stopped working. Battery just stopped charging. And, now I'm considering getting a Switch 2 or maybe even a Switch Lite or something. I don't know, man. I paid for a whole year of Nintendo Pro, whatever it is, where you can get the N64 games and yep. Yeah, saying that iFixit has a repair guide. And yeah, I thought about it. I might do that. Shut Up I Can Cook says, later guys, enjoy the weekend. Yeah, you too, Cookie. I'm gonna wrap this up too. We're about 10, 15 minutes early. But yeah, I think I've kind of exhausted what I had for the culture plate for the week. I don't know how much more we could do. Ooh, Sanglan has the family plan for the Nintendo. What are you saying? Like, give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts about the Switch 2? Now, I know the only game they have out right now is Mario Kart, and I heard it's fucking up on people. But do you think this is going to be something where they're going to build it primarily on? Now, I heard like they're not really doing a whole lot of physical games, and even like half of the Switch games, the backwards compatibility is going to be kind of messed up, even though it has a slot for the physical Switch games. Any thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2? You think it will eventually be worth the money? Because honestly, I don't see it being worth the money right now for just Mario Kart. I don't know. Saying like waited on the OLED Switch. Either this is just marketing or there will be a new player in the market. Maybe. Yes, the best Switch games are all hard copy only. Yes, I've bought most of the Zelda games. I need to buy the last 2 Zelda games actually, but I bought the other 3 or 4 that came out for Switch, and I have them on hard disk and have been playing the hell out of them. But yeah, I stopped playing my Switch as much and just left it sitting on the dock for like 4 months. And then I started bringing it down here to play on stream, and now the damn thing just died and won't won't take a charge, won't boot up. So yeah, I'm considering getting a Switch 2 eventually if it becomes worth it, but right now it's just not worth it. But yeah, so was the OLED version worth it? Because I bought the original Switch like 2 weeks before the first price drop, which that's my timing of everything. I buy everything right before the price drops. I try to remember to unplug it. You know how that goes. Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I go around my house all the time before we leave to go to dinner. A bit, the Switch is in a dock. I think, my brain is like it's a console. It's supposed to be in a dock. It's supposed to be hooked up to the TV all the time. But normally when we leave the house, I walk around the house unplugging anything that has a lithium battery because I've heard all the horror stories about shit being set on fire, shit exploding. Anyway. But yeah, I'm thinking about getting a Switch Lite. Not being able to be rootable by holding in a button. Oh. I don't know anything about it. I haven't tried to root. Nothing. I've been doing it the legit way, playing all the classic games on the legit way. All right. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for the night. Let me go ahead and go find myself some dinner. It's been a long day, and a really long week. But let me say this: as long of a week as it's been, as stressful as it's been, I've gotten some really good news this week, and I think on the next Miles Culture Plate, I'm going to have a couple of announcements that I can celebrate. As of right now, I'm not quite sure when those shows are going to be. There's a hidden home bid. Hold it in and plug it into a PC, and it's a flash drive. Raid Parallel 8 Media trusting Fruck. Okay. So you might just have to stay tuned to my X account because as of right now, me and the person I live with, the woman who makes my days so lovely and so bright, and who I share so much of my life with. Uh, we need to have a serious, kind of semi-serious conversation about how we spend our time. And yeah, I'm not sure what that's going to mean for the show, but it's going to mean good things. It is going to mean good things, and the show will continue. It's just I have a lot of other shit going on, and I need to make sure I'm making time for the people that are important to me. And I used to give Nick Rekieta a lot of shit for all the shows he'd miss spending time with his family. But let me just say, I have a full-time job in addition to this show. Like, if I didn't, you bet your ass I would be doing this daily. You bet your ass I wouldn't be missing as many shows as I miss. And even now, I don't miss that many shows, and when I do, I try to make it up. Anywho, not to make excuses, but yeah, sorry that the schedule has been so erratic and so confusing, and I'm definitely working toward getting on a more regular pace, making something a little more predictable. Because yeah, you don't have an audience if you're not predictable, if they don't know when to expect you. And we'll get there. We'll get there. Till then, folks, please click that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, share, hit any notification alerts, whatever. Share this off platform. If you're new here, please do me a favor and watch a second video anywhere off my channel. If there's time, the internet. Yeah, family. And then if there's time, the internet. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, probably a gaming stream on Monday, if everything else goes well. It probably won't be the same time it normally is, just because I have about 5 errands to run after work, and I'm not quite sure I'll be back on time. And I have a vehicle that needs to go to the repair shop, so there's a big if, a couple of big ifs in there, but most likely a gaming stream over on my gaming channel. Links down in the description on Monday. And right now I'm floating the idea of going back to the old schedule, 1 hour Wednesday, 1 hour Saturday, for Mild's Culture Plate. Let me know if you like that. If you're watching this on demand later, please let me know down in the description what you think of that schedule. Let me know over on X what you think of that schedule. Let me know somewhere what you think of that schedule, because definitely I want to put on shows when I know I could possibly have an audience. So right now, I'm floating the idea of going back to 6 p.m. Central every Wednesday and Saturday, but it might be something more like we did tonight, where it's not as structured, where it's not as prepared. I think it went kind of well. I've done a couple shows like this where I wasn't fully prepared. Just kind of, get a few bookmarks throughout the week, check the news about 15 minutes before the show, get a couple, and then maybe if I run out of time or run out of stories to fill the time, then we can kind of deep dive together into the news. I kind of like the way it worked out tonight. I might do that more often, because it definitely took a lot of pressure off of me tonight to try to fill 3 hours of time with an hour and a half of prep. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if this was a garbage show. Let me know if I rambled too much, whatever. Till next time, folks. Once again, big cheers to everyone who showed up in the chat. Big cheers to everyone watching on demand. Big cheers to anyone out there lurking or listening on the audio only. So cheers to everyone out there. I love y'all. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast the haters. Oh shit. Let me find someone to raid. Here we go. I got someone to raid. We'll raid an old friend. We will raid an old friend. All right, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, get a 6-figure slave to help you rub it in real good. Take care. See you next time on Mild Culture Plate. Mild's Culture Plate. Have a good weekend, everybody. Good night.